Okay, no. I give up.
Before the age of the twilight set upon the gods, a legend rose to claim his place among them. And even though Kratos sat on the throne as the new god of war, he was haunted by visions of his family. A family he himself murdered. But the hands of death could not defeat him. The sisters of fate could not control him. And on this day, the man, the legend, Kratos, will
get bashed by so-called critics so that 2018 and Ragnarok would get to a higher standard while they can suck Sony's dick. God of War 2018, by many considered a masterpiece, also being a critical success, has to be one of the most mid games I have ever played. And before you come at me with pitchforks, let me tell you my opinion. Before we begin, I want to specify that I'm not gonna be using points made by Under the Mayo, or at least I'm not gonna be reciting his opinion one-to-one, as many people have that hate God of War 2018. I'm here to bring a completely new perspective. This is just my humble opinion to perhaps make you a bit more critical of the game. So, let's start with... the music in the game is okay. Now, before I get decapitated, I just want to point out that Bear McCreary has done an amazing job. What I'm really disappointed at is Santa Monica Studio not playing around with the musical even a little bit. Throughout the whole game, nothing about the music excited me. Nothing stood out to me. There was at no point where the music enhanced or even made my experience worse. I may as well have been listening to lo-fi with how much it feels like just background music. It not being an uplifter of the story, the scenery, or anything for that matter. It's playing slow, safe, boring.
Well, John, the story is much more serious, so the music has to be slow and safe.
Who are you?
I'm here to give you counterpoints.
Oh, okay. Well, you say that the story is much more serious, but Kratos' story has always been serious, especially in the first game, and not to mention that God of War 2018 is also a hacker slasher. I didn't feel any of that in the music. Actually, no, I lied. There is one track that I really liked. And no, it's not that one. I'm tired of hearing that one. Deliverance does what the music should have been doing throughout the whole game. It actually made me feel the need to fight. It gave me a sense of urgency. It boosted my morale. It actually made me enjoy the fight a lot more. And the issue is it's only that one track.
Yeah, but my point still stands. The new game isn't as hack and slashy, and the old games aren't as serious. There's no single track that made me tear up, like in the new game. There's no serious music being played because of what Kratos has to go through in the first games. Why are you looking at me like that?
Put this on, dipshit.
I really don't know what's your point.
What I hate about the industry the most is that to bring God of War 2018 to a higher standard, they had to shit on the earlier games, which is simply unfair and very stupid. I don't want to compare to the originals, by any means, they're different games, but every single track from the original games felt at least a bit memorable. From Persian Combat, Calliope, the overture, the end has begun. I am just naming this off of the top of my head. And some of these are so memorable I can feel the action happening as I'm listening to the music. Like this one, for example. We don't talk about the bathhouse. I meant Colossus of Rhodes. With every string pull, I can feel Kratos actually climbing up the wall to go fight the Colossus. One last point about the music before I go on to the next point. I really dislike the fact that it didn't use any of the old music, because it would make the experience so much better. We're talking about Kratos after all, the Pantheon Destroyer. Oh, you don't believe me? Cool. Watch this shit.
No shame in what just happened. It's all part of the process. Let's go again.
Mixing McCreary's music with the old music by Jerry Marino and Mike Regan would have been a match made in heaven. But Santa Monica wanted to tickle our nuts and make sure that the new game is better than the old ones, just to praise the new Kratos. Anyways, I'm getting way too deep with the music. Let's talk about the next point. Let's talk about
Character. Why not talk about the story?
Simply, I have nothing to say about the story. Genuinely, it's there. I mean, it's not the best, it's not good, to me at least, it's not bad though. I have nothing to say about it. The only reason I like it even a little bit, because unlike most of you gamers watching me, I like to fucking read. And have sex. So, character. I want to talk about how Kratos acts. Cause to me, it makes little to no sense. Kratos talks and treats his son like a complete stranger. Like his son means absolutely nothing to him. And by the end of the game, what does he do? He just gives him a pat on the back and says, "I'm proud of you, son." Where's the love? Where's the compassion? That's not my Kratos. They have some heartfelt moments, yes, of course, but what happened to this Kratos?
Calliope!
Father?
My child,
Why did you go?
I am here now, child. And I will not leave you again.
He talked to Pandora with more love and affection than his own son. You'd think after all the hell that he went through the first games, when he got a son, he would treat him with immense respect and love. Where's the respect and love?
He always leaves. He's never here. He doesn't want me and he never will. I don't know him and he doesn't know me. Doesn't seem to want to. I'm strong. I'm smart. I'm not what he thinks I am. I know better. He doesn't talk to me. Doesn't teach me. It should have been him. Do you hear me? Him, not you.
What happened to the nightmares? Does he still get hunted by them? Does the family he killed due to Ares' orders mean nothing? There's no insight. We know he would drown his sorrow with alcoholism and sex. I also drown my sorrows with sex.
For no matter how much wine he consumed or how many women he took to his bed, nothing on earth could rid him of the horrors that plagued his mind.
Him losing his family was such an immense tragedy, he destroyed a whole pantheon. And I find it hard to believe that he found someone that would drown his sorrow so much he decided to do the freaky. Like with Seth, have another kid for him not to respect said kid. Not only that, but his new wife's death seemed to elicit next to no emotion from him. Where did your feelings go, dude? The Kratos I know and love got so angry at Pandora's death, a kid that isn't even his, that he beat his own daddy even more than he already would. Besides that, I also want to mention that his lore was literally broken in one of the most crucial scenes of the whole game. Him telling his son is a god too. Kratos says these magic words. I was born a god, and so were you. This literally breaks all of the lore and the reveal that his wife was a giant. First off, boy, Kratos wasn't born a god. He became a demigod by making a pact with Ares, which he then broke, and became a god when he killed Ares and replaced him and became the new god of war. And second, that establishes for a god to be born, two godly figures have to fiddle with each other. I'm not saying it again. And since Kratos' mom was a normal woman, Kratos and his brother Deimos were born as normal people. So for the boy to be born a god, Kratos still being a god, has to fiddle with another god or something similar. But who am I to judge? Maybe his Spartan cum was so powerful that it made the boy be born a god. And third, he said his wife was mortal. Oh boy, how much I love continuity errors in games that have the lore laid out for them. Before I start slandering the combat system, I just want to say that the graphics and animations are simply phenomenal. I can acknowledge when something is done right. However, T.C. Carson did not deserve to get replaced the way he did. Especially because his voice fits the newer fighting as well. If you want to see even more examples, link is in the description, or you can pick the right chord. One of these corners, there's gonna be an information box, and you're gonna be able. Oh! Anyways, where was I? Oh yeah, I for one enjoy the way armor and materials work. I don't enjoy the idea that it's Kratos doing it, but I really enjoy that mechanic. And exploring feels very nice, although you can't really say it's open world when it's not open enough for you to be able to, I don't know, jump. The fighting mechanics are absolutely fucking trash. I played the game twice. First I played it on the hardest difficulty mode because I like myself a little challenge. I like to get spanked. I like being tasked with a fair but difficult fight. There wasn't a single fair fight for the 3 hours that I tried to reach Kratos' blades. Difficulty for the Santa Monica studio, I guess, meant more health, which for me destroyed the experience. When there's nothing more to the difficulty but hitting the enemy more, it doesn't feel satisfying. And doing combos doesn't give you a sufficient enough reward. Your goal is to kill them as fast as possible, so when there's only one attack that kills them as fast as possible and there's no penalty on using it, you're just gonna use it. It feels boring. On my second playthrough, however, I played with normal difficulty, which made it still tedious and boring. How am I supposed to fight when I can't see half of the fight that's happening behind me? No, I'm sorry, I can see 78% of the fight because the camera is shoved so far up Kratos' fucking ass. In the originals, when I fought, I felt excited. I felt ready and prepared to try new combos. Or I was angry because it didn't manage my health or magicka. Which is also something 2018 doesn't have. There's no resource management. In 2018, if you're low on health, you just get a pat on the back, and when you die you go on with full health and full runic charges. Only thing that isn't fully charged is your rage meter, which is only a crutch for when you're losing. And the runic abilities are gonna be available every 30 seconds anyway, so late game fighting is just repetitive, boring, unchallenging, tedious, boring, and it could be fixed in a very simple way. When you get in the fight, make the camera pan back, make it a bit above Kratos, make it get stuck in the geometry, or make it just wider. We don't need to look at his ass and back the whole time. His runic abilities shouldn't have a cooldown. That's just stupid. You should make it so that the more combos you do, the faster you get the runic ability, which is just fair, simple, and probably not too hard to program, considering that you did it for the rage meter. And now comboing is actually rewarding. It helps you in the fight, it makes you kill things faster. Other than that, the acting is great, the animation is great, the scenery is it's just mountains. There's nothing more to say about the scenery. It's beautiful, don't get me wrong, but it's just mountains. Okay, let's see, I talked about the graphics, my opinion on the story, Kratos, the music. What else is there to say? Oh, that's right, the fucking puzzles. There are none. I wish I was joking. There's no interesting puzzle in the game. Genuinely, there was no interesting puzzle. And if there was a puzzle, the boy would come and tell you every single answer. Oh, maybe this needs to be there and that needs to that, and look. It's just annoying. It's just fucking annoying. I don't want somebody to be telling me what to do every single fucking time. Listen, I don't judge if you enjoy the game. I also personally enjoyed myself up to a certain degree. It ultimately comes down to the fact it uses the God of War IP. If it was someone else, I'd enjoy the game even more. But because I have a huge standard for God of War games, I feel disappointed from it. It had insane potential, and they just didn't see it. Surprising coming from Cory Barlog, the director of the second game. Weird.
I'm not convinced.
What?
I still like God of War 2018.
Is your brain one-dimensional, or did you ignore the fact that I said that this is my humble opinion to make you more critical about the game? Look, if you like the game for your own valid reasons, maybe you enjoy the gameplay, maybe you don't care about the old games and my boy TC Carson, that's completely valid. But if you like the game solely because it was Game of the Year, praised by critics, by IGN, and praised by other companies that shit in the old games to bring it to a higher standard, I do not respect you. I hope you watch this video so I can make you a bit more critical about the studios and games you consume. With that, my friend, the video ends. Do you agree? Do you disagree? I, unlike other people, respond to my comments, so I highly encourage you to come and tell me your opinion about the game. Please make sure to like and subscribe, as that helps my channel immensely. And if you have something you want me to talk about, my DMs are open. In the description is my new Discord server. Everyone is welcome. Goodbye. I may as well have been listening to Wolfi. I also drown my sorrows with sex. That's such a bad script, Jesus.